This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
I care less what workers of iniquity. Rastafari, it's my security. Chilling, and I'm going out and coming in.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, Kelly's Home Center, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Prestige and Games, Printer Towel, Print Masters, Sandcastle Bahamas, and Tropical Gyros.
Walk with me, talk to me, show me the thoughts and them hard for me.
And good afternoon, good day, happy Thursday. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. Yes, sir, Pearly in the house on Guardian 96.9 FM. How you doing? So good to be here. I'm so happy to be with you. After a long Easter break and everything, we're going to get right into it. But let's figure out how we can become Talking Heads.
Here's how you can become a Talking Head. Brought to you by BTC.
All you got to do is you pick up your phone, you dial 323-6232. That's 323-6232 or 325-4316. 325-4316 or 325-4259, 325-4259. If you're not in Nassau, in the Family Islands, in the US of A, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. And if you're too shy to call, please text me, and it's powered by BTC. That's 422-4796, 422-4796. Yes. What's going on, headlines?
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
Boy, in The Guardian this morning, BPL price hikes in short term. We can talk about that. Reports BPL to eventually see over one cash flow neutrality by 2032. Energy reforms will save BPL $87 million a year, Davis says. Government establishes Department of Energy to execute update national energy policy. Mother tells jury of shock when her 5-year-old son said a man kissed him. Deputy Commissioner robbed. Oh, this is getting on the business section. Bahamas-led trade group signs MOU for Afro-Caribbean trade. Shipping vessels purchased to service trade between Ghana and the Caribbean. We aim to reduce cost and boost profitability, building a cross-Atlantic network. CFAL successfully completes first phase of debt equity financing for EA Energy. Senator calls on African and Caribbean nations to open markets, sign deals. Government establishes Department of Energy to execute update national energy policy. Interesting stuff, people. We got to talk about this. Some real interesting stuff. First of all, before we get into the grid of how was everybody? I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter. I had a beautiful, beautiful Easter. I spent my Easter in St. Francis. Thursday night, I went to Holy Thursday, Monday service. Friday, 8:30, and in that service, the St. Francis does a dramatization of the Passion, which was beautifully done. And the fun fact about it is the guy that plays Jesus has been playing it for 42 years. 42 years he's played the role in the play every year. Ray, good guy, good brother. And Sunday morning, of course, in the resurrection, I went to church at 8:30. Beautiful weekend of Easter, beautiful. And then Monday morning, woke up to the sad news that Pope Francis had passed. And he was one of my favorite popes. So hopefully in the next week or so, we'll have a brand new pope. There's a chance, could be an African. There's a possibility. The church is growing by millions in Africa and in Asia. So it'll be interesting to see. There's some front runners. There's from Guyana. Oh, goodness. Pope Guyana. I think it's Guyana, or I'm not pronouncing it correctly. And then we have somebody from the Philippines, and then there's an Italian, Hungarian. So it's interesting. You get all the cardinals under 80, all the cardinals under 80, which would be about 120, 130 of them, and they get locked down in a room, and then they will lobby, campaign, talk, and then they will vote. And if somebody does not get a 2/3 of the vote, you'll see black smoke coming out of the chimney saying no pope has been elected, and they'll go back at it again. And they'll do it over and over again until they get a 2/3 majority of the person. And then when you look at the chimney, you'll see white smoke, which means a pope has been elected, and a few minutes later after, the new pope will walk out onto the balcony. It's an exciting thing for the Catholic Church. It is an exciting thing for the Catholic Church, and something that I look forward to. This will probably be, I think, I saw Benedict, John Paul. I think this will be my 4th or 5th pope I'm going to see in my lifetime, which is just something to see for us as Catholics, you know. And I respect that, you know, something it's what I care about, so it's going to be something interesting to see. And then I had an interesting, I'm just story timing here. That's story timing. I had an interesting week, an interesting April. Broke 2 glasses. First one I sat on. Second one was sitting in my lap. I stood up and walked and stepped on it. So I went about 2, almost 3 weeks without glasses. Because I ordered my glasses and they came yesterday. So if you want to go on my post and say, I think I look good in them. I think I look good. A couple of people say nice, so I'm going to go with that. And then I lost 2 Keurigs. I don't know the luck I've been having. One popped out on me about 2 weeks ago and the other one last week. So I've been going like crazy without a Keurig. I've ordered one that hasn't gotten here yet. So it's been nuts for me. And anybody who knows me knows I have to have my coffee. They know I'm a coffee fanatic. Anybody goes away, you tell them bring me something, I say bring coffee. So we'll see how that goes. But that's been Pearlie's April. I'm excited that we're winding down in April. I'm excited that what's going to be coming up in May and June. I'm excited for a wonderful summer. I'm excited for things that are going to be happening here on the show. And, you know, we're really getting into the silly season. But BPL price hikes in short term. Now, let me get this right. They're going up more? Please help me understand here. Are we going to see higher electricity bills even more than we're getting now? Is that what's going to be going on? I don't know if I like that. I don't know. Let me know what you think, people. If that's what we're going to be experiencing, it's going to be a real interesting time. And then we're not going to see the real benefits till 2027. Election 2026. This is a little election ploy thing. I don't know. Tell me. You know, I could be wrong. I'm just asking. I'm doing what we should do. Ask the questions. You know, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. You know, good day text. Good day Super Bowl of Catholics Pope election. Real talk. Real talk. It'll be quite interesting. It's an interesting process. It's a really interesting process. It's a really interesting process, you know, and Catholics will be watching it for a while, and you know he's laying in state, or laying his voice being laid out, and the lines are miles long, not feet long, miles. People are lining up from singing that line for hours just to take a look at Pope Francis. So that's interesting. So I don't know. Let's go back to BPL here now. Is this what we want? And then cash flow neutrality, so that means by 2032, so in the next 8 years, BPL should be turned around. Is that what they're saying? So they're selling us a dream? Are they promising us something? Will it be delivered? You know, I'm anxious to take a look at the energy plan. I haven't gotten my copy of it yet. I intend to get one, so I want to read it and study, because I got to give the government the benefit of the doubt and see what their plans say. But the minute I hear price hike, I panic, because the light bill high enough as it is. And I get a bit concerned as, is this something that we want, or is this something that we could bear with? I guess at the end of the day, it should work itself out. But we have to go through some growing pains and mean things. And is it going to work itself out for everybody? Or is it just for the friends, family, and lovers who got the big deal and whose grandchildren can benefit from this? How are we going to benefit? Are we going to see a better prices for us? Are we sure we're going to see these? Are we going to see that? How much of a drop in pricing we will see? You know, people don't like to go up. The people like to go up on price, but don't like to go down on price. A lot of these things are very interesting to find out, and I'm really interested to know how this is going to pan out for us as a country. You know, and another thing I'm concerned about, and when I see this piece, when her 5-year-old son says a man kissed him. Mother told the jury on Wednesday that she was shocked when her 5-year-old son told her that a family friend had kissed him on the lips. The mother was testifying at the indecent assault trial of 42-year-old Jose Pepe Thompson. Thompson, who was on bail, has denied the allegations at his trial before Justice Joanne Ferguson. Come on, man. Come on, it can't be like that. It cannot be like that. No. You know, I was talking to some people today. You know, we're in the silly season. So there's all kind of rumors about this one and that one, and this MP do that, and this MP say that. And I'm appalled to see if a grown man needs to fool with a child. Male or female child, a child. Anything under, and to me, anything under 18 is a child. Basically, but by law, anything under 16, come on, man. Can't be right. Cannot be the right thing to do. And how, you know, what do you have in common? What is it? Why do you want a 15-year-old girl or boy? Why would you do stuff like that? What? That's sickening. Gotta be something wrong with that. And I just don't understand it. I just don't understand why people would do that. And then the next disturbing thing, Deputy Commissioner robbed. But brothers, I'm sorry for y'all. You're robbing the Deputy Commissioner. Who has the resources that you and I don't have to go and chase you down, and you can rob the Deputy Commissioner of Police? You're not brave now. You're not brave. Shooting on Arawaki. I heard the gunshots. I wasn't sure because I was watching the game. I wasn't sure, but I heard. So when I mute the TV, I didn't anymore. But like a minute later, I heard a bunch of sirens. So I was like, oh boy. Arawaki, tourists running for their lives, Bahamians. We don't know what we're doing to our brand when we do that. We don't realize how we're hurting ourselves when we do stuff like that. Why would we do that? A fight breaks, an argument breaks, and you can pull out a gun in the crowd and shoot? That makes you a big, bad brother? A big, bad person? Does that? Interesting. What do you think? Let me know. Bahamas-led trade group signs MOU for African-Caribbean trade. Shipping vessels purchased to service trade between Ghana and the Caribbean. When did that come? How big a ship? How big a market is it? What are we getting? You know, what are we getting? It'd be good to increase trade with our African brothers and sisters. I know that we've and I know when Ambassador Sidney Colley was in Washington, I know he had made some connections with some people in Ghana. I just happened to have met somebody online and just having conversations, and they say, you from the Bahamas, you know, Sidney Colley, and they start talking about it. And seeing and able to see pictures that they would send me and seeing me how Ghana looks and how Ghana's growing. It could be a good thing. I support it, and I hope it's something that we can get some good products. You know, we can get some good things out of Ghana that will help reduce the cost. Because the problem is, though, that we as Bahamians, we like brand name. I remember when City Markets decided to go with a product out of the Caribbean. And people, we used the brand names. We call disposable diapers Pampers. Even though there's Huggies and Loves and all that, we call them Pampers. We call spirits rum. Even though it's vodka, gin, whatever. We like brand names. Can this work for us? Introducing us to a new brand. New products coming out that we're not used to seeing. Are we going to have a proper marketing program? Are we just going to dump it and say, hey, we get this stuff from Africa to here? Or are we going to have a proper marketing program for us to understand what these products are about and if they're good products? These are a lot of the questions you need to ask. Don't just tell me you got a deal and don't tell me how you can process it, because I like Kellogg's Cornflakes. Kellogg's Cornflakes. Not Frosted Flakes, Kellogg's Cornflakes. So if you give me something different, be a little timid about wanting to use it. Well, what you say, caller?
What's happening, Pearl?
All right, brother, how are you?
Well, that's plenty headline. You get about 4 people in front of you. Monkey, what? Pearly,
I just want to broaden your discussion. That's all. What's up?
Pearly, you see, GNN is Grammy boy.
Uh-huh.
I grew up around my Grammy.
Yes.
I believe most of the things what my Grammy say.
Yes.
You understand? I on the ground. That's why I got the alias Ghetto News Network.
Yes.
But the problem is when GN and them call in to tell some of the talk show and the nations what actually is on the ground, all we hear sometimes is click.
Oh, really? Well, you know what? Pearly ain't never click on you like that. Me and you may route, but I ain't gonna click on you.
Now, Pearly, you know I don't forget nothing, right? But we ain't going there. BPL, several months ago,
Uh-huh.
when I heard the players involved in BPL, I could have come to my own conclusion.
Yeah.
What was going on with that?
Yeah.
The head man in charge tell the nation, oh, LNG coming. Mind, they almost half killed Leslie Miller for wanting to put LNG off on the key, But
Yeah.
all of a sudden, LNG on the mainland, Nassau.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's okay now.
But I don't know if it was LNG or where it was getting it from.
Well, Leslie Miller was getting it from Petrocaribe.
From Venezuela.
Exactly.
Who was
But
not
now all
not
of a
necessarily
sudden,
a friend of the Americans.
we know we be getting it from, but it's good now to
It
put
good.
on the mainland.
I hear you, bro.
But
I hear you loud and
the
clear.
prime minister or the head man in charge was saying, prices could go down, LNG, and then we could do solar, and now you reading something else in the papers.
Uh-huh.
But
There can be a spike in the price first, and then after about 2 years, it can come down, and you can be all right.
But really, if you got a car, and your car does take high octane, right? It's $10 a gallon, and then the fellow introduced a medium octane that your car can run off at $5 a gallon, how that get any price hike?
Well, you see, what can happen is they got to swap out stuff, you see? So while they swapping out this engine and bringing in that engine, it can be some extra costs that you and I got to pay for.
Okay, let's move to the next, jump to the next one.
Okay, brother.
It's on Sundays I usually go do my little shopping, my little grocery shopping to the value store. I ain't gonna call the first day.
Fair enough.
And in my shopping, I would go to the grape counter with the little, the little tray of grapes. I pick one of them up,
and you eat
while
one.
shopping, I'm munching on my grapes. And when I get to the cash register, I give the cash register the empty thing with the price.
Oh, yes.
So she can add that in.
Okay,
right?
okay, all right.
Now, I ran there the other day after the headline, or people say 5% decrease on VAT.
On uncooked food. On uncooked food.
Yeah, I say, well, that's the first station I know got 2 VAT and 1 food store. But anyway, let's give it a try, right? 2 different VAT. Going to grab a little tray of grapes, usually cost me $5, $6 per day. Guess how much for it? $15 and change.
No, man, you ain't talking truth. You ain't talking truth. GNN, you guys show me that. You take pictures and send me that, but I ain't believe that.
I can tell you that secretly. I say the pocket boy must have been on last night. He got it wrong. Price on the thing. But what I'm saying is they boast 5% decrease. So you could save, but the grapes, what I used to pay for before the 5% was $6 and something cent. Now take 5% of $15.
Yeah.
And see where that line you.
Exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean.
That means
and you ain't taking 5% or $15. You taking 5, you instead of adding 10%. So instead of adding $1.50, you need adding 75 cents to your bill.
In actuality, we paying more than what you telling us.
See, because what we're not talking about is the price of stuff in the States going up. And we shipping that in from the States, so which that going up on us too.
Clearly, these dudes ain't telling us the truth about nothing. It's so blatant. And we know with BPL, see, them people who get that now, but he ain't no control over them. Ain't no control. I ain't call their name, but everybody know who it is. That was their main mission. And it came to BPL from the first place.
Okay.
That's why they said this ain't waking, that one ain't waking. This fella got new gas station down by Waterworks with all the government cars and trucks got to go to the gang. Don't diet.
Who ain't diet?
You ain't diet, buddy.
But what you think I hear every Thursday making noise about?
Pretty, listen, the Bahamian people pretty got to be tired of this nonsense, man. Listen, Fred Mitchell, look at the nonsense what Fred Mitchell talking about.
He thinking y'all got a question what he say.
No, you know what point they are, Fred, and I can leave on that. They are at the point where the Bahamian electorate, instead of being nationalists and looking out for their country, the only one little walk we get, they colorless. Oh, if that's the right word, buddy. I try to make up one word.
Go ahead. We can go with that today. Colorless. We can go with that today.
We into colors, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the call.
No problem, my brother. Take care, GNN. Call out. You on there? How you doing?
Golly day to the sister and voice along with you, Pearly.
Braxton, how you doing, my brother?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How you doing?
Oh, I'm willing to thank God.
You behaving yourself? Are you behaving yourself?
Say it again?
Are you behaving yourself?
Right. If I don't behave, I'll go to jail.
What's on your mind today, my brother?
Say it again?
What's on your mind today?
Pearly, our Bahamian people, some of us, a lot of us, are too lousy to be living or for our beautiful country. We have a beautiful country.
We sure do.
Okay.
We sure do.
Hello?
We sure do.
Of course. And I don't like the way things are going. But you know what? Party.
I listening.
I have grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't want those government to be selling.
I agree.
You see, because, like I said, I got great-grandchildren.
Okay.
So you know what's happening there.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm playing, with nobody would going to just look out for themselves and not thinking of our children that are coming up.
Understood.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
They are joking, okay? And don't give away our properties. And don't sell our properties. Because they have to live right here. Because this are theirs.
This is theirs. I agree.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care, my brother. NRG is nutrition. Check out our world-famous smoothies, signature quinoa dishes, best salads, and breakfast fit for a king and his queen. Open for breakfast, lunch, out for dinner. Each order made with love. The highest quality ingredients, and it's nutritionally balanced. Visit any of their 2 locations, Old Fort Bay, open until 7:30 p.m., and West Bay Street above the Henrietta Plaza on the 2nd floor, open until 4 p.m. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at NRG Bahamas. Let's take a break. When we get back, we talk a little bit more about what's going on in our good, wonderful, beautiful country. This is Pearly. It's Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Talking Heads. We'll be right back.
Reveal to me the backyard where the body long to me. You never hesitate for us to seal for me. I lay, and I'm going out and when my forward in. Never leave, I judge. Keep us far from vampires. And I'm going out and coming in.
You try to rest. All your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
KFC is taking things to crunchier levels with the new barbecue bacon ranch sandwich. Bite into 8 layers of flavor with your choice of a spicy or original recipe. Extra large white meat fillet topped with our premium ranch sauce, lettuce, tomato, smoky bacon, American cheese, and our rich signature barbecue sauce. All placed on a toasted brioche bun. The new KFC barbecue bacon ranch sandwich is here, and it's finger-licking good.
Make this Mother's Day extra special with Kelly's House & Homes Mother's Day sale Friday, May 2nd through Saturday, May 10th. Enjoy 20% off a beautiful selection of dinnerware, glassware, luggage, silk flowers, and picture frames, except on net items. These are all perfect and stylish gifts to show Mom just how much she's loved. Hurry in and take advantage of Kelly's House and Home's 20% off Mother's Day sale, Friday, May 2nd through Saturday, May 10th. Happy Mother's Day, all with love from Kelly's House and Home.
Since 1989, Joker's Wild Comedy Club has been the heart of laughter in the Bahamas. But now an era is coming to a close. Join us May 20th to the 25th for the final shows with your headliner for the evening.
For my guy, comedian Tommy Davidson.
Joker's Wild Comedy Club has hosted world-class comedians from the early days of Steve Harvey and legends like Jay Leno and Damon Wayans. Joker's Wild has been more than just a home for laughter and creativity.
We gotta start loving each other. Stop it. We stereotype too. Black people, white people can't dance. White people dance their ass off, just different.
Tommy Davidson, along with featured comedian Kirk Green and house comedian Naughty. Don't miss your last chance to experience the magic. May 20th to the 25th, Joker's Wild Comedy Club. Admission $50. Get your tickets now at Atlantis, Bahamas /events. Come enjoy and relive the laughter at Joker's Wild Comedy Club.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for The Buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
I care less what workers of iniquity. Rastafari, it's my security. Chimney. And I'm going out and coming in. Never leave by Jaja. Keep me far from vampires. And I'm going out and coming in. Keep me by your right hand. And keep me far from Satan. I let talk to me. Show me the thoughts and them hard for me. Me them on my journey, them can't see me. Them a privacy me can't write off for me. Be a shield to me, reveal to me the bad card where them a deal and give me. You never hesitate for bust the seal for me. I lay, and I'm going out and when me forward in. Never leave by Jaja. Keep me far from vampires. And I'm going out and coming in. Keep me far from demons. Keep me far from Satan. More time I can't believe. Feel for grief. Flesh them a tear and them coming at me. The Bible tells me.
And good afternoon, good day. How are you? So good to be back here on the Talking Heads Thursday on Guardian Radio's 96.9 FM. Forgive me, Mr. Producer. I was just talking to some people at the Penn Relays and watching our under-17 St. Augustine's College under-17 4x4 team run a hell of a race to win the Penn Relays. The same young man, Egan Neely, who won it for the Bahamas, just won the 4x4 for St. Augustine's in the small schools. Fell down, got up and ran his heart out. Egan ran the race of a lifetime again. Great things are going. Caller, you on there. How you doing?
Early, where's that?
Hey, right here, buddy. Hey, right here.
Who is that?
I have a feeling.
What your feelings is?
Yeah, I know this is. This killer.
Okay.
What's happening?
My thing is, right, I was listening to you and Naughty the other day, right?
Uh-huh.
Early, you were so right. Naughty don't want the Lakers win, you know.
We can talk about that 5 o'clock.
Really, I can hear that in his voice. See, if he want the Lakers win, you tell him from the first time you tell him, the Lakers can do that. You hear what he say? So I said, boy, when my phone come on, I can't wait. I don't understand.
Yeah, but let's call me back at 5 o'clock. Call me back right after 5. We can get into
5 o'clock. That's why I calling you.
Why you can't talk 5 o'clock? Why you can't talk 5 o'clock?
About LeBron, it about the Lakers.
Why you can't talk 5 o'clock?
I ain't got no phone.
Oh, okay.
I had to wake, see?
I got you.
So I calling you. So
okay.
You would let him know what I say.
I will. He listening. He
hearing you. LeBron, it's about the Lakers.
He hearing you. He hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah. So tell Naughty, if you can be a Laker, be a Laker.
He listening to you. He can respond. I try. He might call.
He can respond.
All right.
If I can listen to him when I get home.
Okay. All right, brother.
Okay, bro.
Thanks for calling. Take care, my brother. Text. Good day, Pearlie. The criminals don't care. One thing is us. You take them outside. That's not it. I don't like that, but it's real. I think the internet easy access for streaming services with heavy sexual content as well as overindulgence in porn have given mostly men abnormal views about sexual relations. I'm not talking about gender bending stuff. I'm talking about what is normal for single people, married people, or couples. And when their life doesn't match to the fictionalized free access to sex every night, every day, every half hour, they prey on the weakest to fulfill their abnormally constructed needs. At least that's my theory. Hey, Caller, you know, I ain't saying it's clinically correct, but I don't think you far off because you have so much access to so many things on the internet. I have an app, and I got this app specifically to watch my Dodgers and to watch my Lakers. And so I watch out of 162 Dodger games, I watch at least 140, maybe 150, if not the whole game, some part of the game. But on the app is a porn site with 1,200 porn channels. So the access to things are there. The access you're getting to these things and they're giving you this false narrative or this false thing in your head that is that easy. So I understand what you're saying. Dexter. You know, some people may not agree, but I hear you. What do you say here? Pearly, last night, the Minister of Energy was on ZNS with Clint Watson. Your boy C. Allen was mashing up the energy plan in the comments on their Facebook page, and ZNS deleted the entire newscast to get rid of the comments. Isn't that the People's Station and social media? Delete comments? But, you know, sometimes they may not want us to see what people feel. But you got to see people, Beamers don't like read. There's a 37-page energy plan. I think it's 37 pages. Don't quote me on that number. Read it. If you don't read it, let somebody read it to you. I intend to read it. Understand it, people. If you don't understand it, call and ask questions about it. Because you don't want them to just push anything on you in a disguise and tell you, oh, in 2 years, you can have low light bill, you can have this, vote us back in. And then in 2 years, you're starting all over again. So let's read it together with understanding. Next text. Always get worse before it gets better, but you're right. Sounds like an election ploy to the government. 8 years until we see the benefits of this plan. Sound like put me back in and you will be straight. A half-truth is still a lie. Point. It sound like when a certain prime minister said next time for the poor. Always should be for the poor. Always. Pearly, anyone ever tell you remind them of Shannon Sharp? Lakers in 5. Call you on there. How you doing?
Hey, what's happening, buddy?
All right, my brother. What's happening?
All is well. Everything good, man. Hey, listen, I really don't think people giving the opposition credit for the work what they do inside those assembly.
No,
the reason why I say that, right? If we look at every scandal that's being brought to light on this administration, it's being brought to light by the FNM.
Yeah.
And I don't think people giving the opposition credit because people still saying the opposition is ineffective, they're not doing what they're supposed to do, they're weak, they're this, they're that. But if it wasn't for the opposition, we wouldn't know about none of these things what the PLP is doing.
We wouldn't know about the church citizenship that cost a minister his job.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know about all these things. We wouldn't know about the 180 things. So
I just wish people would take their biased glasses off and let's look at it for what it is, and give the opposition for the credit for the things that they bring in the light.
Amen.
I'll hang up and continue to listen.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate the call. Call you on there. How you doing?
Hey, Bernie.
Hey, what's up?
Bring him on.
Why you sound like you halfway across the country?
I ain't quite, but I like midweek. Hey, I heard him earlier talking about BPL, right?
Uh-huh.
And I know, me and you know, when the cycle with BPL, when they start to lose the profit, that's when they give this oil contract out. Remember? Because remember one point, BPL is bringing their own oil.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And so they go on and give that contract out to let the other party bring in the oil. That's when they start losing their profit. You check it out and you will get to see.
I know a big blow happened around 2002 when the late Barry Roberts, the chairman, and some things he was trying to make happen.
Yeah, when they came, because, again, I repeat myself, I say a couple of times, that Earl, them fellas making but $28 million a month off the Earl.
Right.
BPL used to bring in their own oil.
Okay.
See, there was no middleman, you know. And that's how we get in this mess. Fella come there, smart us, and I don't think he'll smart us. He look over, he can make plenty money. And if you check it out, all the people who making the money is the big boys at the top. You check it out.
I can read. I'm going to read this energy plan. I'm going to do a little more research because I'm going to make this my project.
Yeah, but see, that's our problem. And now, think that money is so much of money, they don't want to get rid of it. Remember when they bring in the generators? And I say to myself, LNG generators. They're going to bring generators back to run with oil.
Okay.
You know? But we gotta be hip and smart to these fellas.
You gotta pay attention, people. You gotta pay attention. Don't get into the emotions. Listen to messages from everybody and listen to what's going on and pay attention. Don't worry about who talking it. Just listen.
Yeah, you see, you listen, but again, I can say it. What they doing, they run on with 2030. When they announce that 2030, they can do things before that. They ain't gotta wait 2030 to convert to this. They can start that right away. Again, I was saying, go LNG. They didn't do it. They bring in the oil generator because they know who all involved. And I can hang up with this. The fellas involved on both sides, both parties. And that's the major problem in this country.
But don't underestimate Michael Pintard. He don't kiss butt. That's all I can say. Trust me on that one.
Okay.
All right, brother. But one thing I didn't hear yesterday, I didn't hear Pike name call.
Huh?
I didn't hear Pike name call.
Right,
I want to know. I'm understanding what's going on with them. Are they still in bar? Are they here? Are they what?
Well, you remember when I called one day? I tell you, I didn't never see their trucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you see any trucks on the road with them.
I saw somebody said I haven't seen anything. Somebody told me they saw, but I don't know. That's my question.
I know.
All right, let me know.
All right.
All right, brother. Callie on there. How you doing? Callie, you there? Okay, text says, do you have a link for the pen relay race with Sack? I may have a link. Give me a few, text her, and I will call the producer, 323-6232. Leave your number. All right, call you on the air.
Hey, Pearly, how you doing, man?
I'm ready, my brother. What's happening?
I'm great. Pearly, just allow me a quick second just to wish Aubrey Tucker a happy birthday. And Nene Ingram, also a happy birthday today.
Happy birthday, good people. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, good people. Yes. Pearly, my thing is, did you have a chance to look at the blueprint for change their policy or their policies to try and deal with crime? Did you have a chance to look at that?
I have not looked at that. Not since the last election, so I'm not 100% on it. But what do you have to say?
I was trying to wonder, what was implemented by this administration to fight crime. I mean, I know they say saturation and all of that, and they would buy a bunch of vehicles.
Well, they made Rodney Munkar and Carlos Reed consultants. Reed. That's two of the things they did. I know they bought a bunch of trucks.
I'm whoopee for that, eh?
Well, you know, I mean,
my thing is, we know the deputy commissioner or the assistant commissioner. We know that he was robbed by gunpoint the other night.
Deputy commissioner, I heard was robbed. Yeah, I don't know if it was by gunpoint, but I just said he was robbed.
The challenge with that is, if now the police officers are being targeted and being facing crime the way civilians are being facing crime, wouldn't you call that an indictment on this administration and especially the Minister of National Security?
Somebody ain't doing their job.
And I spoke to some persons who work on reservists, and they have a serious challenge with that. I don't know what administration will hire reservist police and don't pay them. I don't know if you heard.
I heard some stories that they're not being paid like that, but I got to dig into that a little more and find out if the minister will give a comment on that.
I'm just terribly embarrassed to see that I'm a part of this nation, and we can't even protect our citizens. We can't even pay some of our police officers. And it's seriously embarrassing for us as a people,
It's sad and it's scary. It's really scary to see what's going on in our country, particularly in the crime scene. You got the Americans telling the tourists to be careful. A lot of this stuff ain't sitting too pretty with us. So I hope we can get the act together. Or when time come, make a good change.
Yes. Yeah, Pearly. Okay, Pearly. Thanks for your time.
I appreciate your call, my brother. I appreciate your call. Take care. Caller, you are on the air.
Well, thank you. Good day, Pearly.
How you doing, lady? All is well?
I'm fine, thank you. You know, you took my question away because my question to you was, what's going on with Pike? Now, I used to see the trucks on the road a while back, but I haven't seen them. Did the deal ever, I should say, did the ink ever dry for us to find out what was going on with Pike, or is Pike a part of this new LNG thing, or what are we wasting money? Because, you know, I want to make up a company to get in there too, because I need some of this wasted money, if that's what's going on.
I have no clue what's going on. I am afraid. I'm asking, and I wish somebody could tell us something was going on, because everything is we can find out, but it's nobody's saying that, you know. That's why I want to see the blueprint for change. I'm not the blueprint, the energy package that they have. All right, and I want to be able to read and see what they say they're going to do for us. I'm concerned.
Understandable, but them saying. I guess this is, what do they call it? New day? New wave?
Nightmare? Oh, no, sorry, new day.
This is a new day because these things that are actually happening are truly new. I mean, if you look at it, because we've never had so many BPL deals in one sitting from forever and a day, have we?
No, all I want, just all I want. I want consistent electricity. I want high-speed internet. That's all I asking for. Consistent electricity, high-speed internet. So that
clarity on these contracts.
Oh yeah. But that does,
and we also need we need to know what's going on in our government with our monies, because I really want somebody, and like you said, you're going to look into it. It's going to be your personal thing. Find out, please, what's going on with Pike. Find out if the ink ever dry or dry enough for it to be now talked about. Find out what's going on with the new LNG thing and sun oil, and if Pike has been adopted by them or they adopt Pike, however, what's going on, because that is a lot of money. And where is the $7 million for the property that is still yet not spoken of, and yada, yada, yada. But pretty the list goes on. The Bermuda Gate, what's going on?
Scandal
the $2.5 million elevator. Pretty, do we need
Well, you're bringing up things I forget about the elevator.
Oh, I forget.
Dude, let me ask you this question. And somebody said this to me the other day, and it really disturbed me. It says, Bahamians don't care about corruption because we all corrupt. We always looking to tip someone at BPL. We looking to tip someone at the licensing authority. We looking at tipping someone to get this done for us. We looking at tipping someone to do this. As a country, we're a corrupt country because we're not. Even though it's a little $10 to get in this place and to get the thing for you done quicker, it's still corruption. And so they say Bahamians don't care who corrupt. They don't care if the government corrupt. Do you think that's so?
No, it's not.
Okay.
The government cannot be corrupt. We are the government. Now, we have persons in there that are looking to line their own pockets. However, the government itself is not corrupt. Some of the persons that are sitting there, that we put there to do our bidding, is actually there doing their own bidding.
Okay.
You understand? So we're not corrupt. I don't go into places, government places, or any other place for that matter, looking to spend the few dollars that I earned just to get some work that should be done from what I've already paid.
That's your
I
job.
would love to do that. And for that reason, I would sit and wait. But you have a lot of persons in there that are looking to collect, and therefore they take on a certain attitude to give you the wink, so to speak, for lack of a better word, say, if you do this, I can move faster for you. I don't do that. I tend to say, Miss, can you please assist me?
Yeah.
Because I've been here time and time again, and this is where I'm going, or I way out and start shouting, Miss, listen up. Let's in the one. And they're the two routes that I tend to take.
But and it's sad to say, everywhere people taking tip. And that's the case. Mr. Producer, look for that song KB say tip, tip, tip. Let's close out with that when we leave. Everybody get looking for tip.
Tip, and jokey leaders, because that's what we have.
We get
but
some
the,
jokey
the
leaders.
government, the word government itself is not corrupt. That word cannot be corrupt.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you. I so appreciate your call.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, darling. You had a good Easter? Oh, my God, Lagani. I would put Pearlie will give me a call. All right, let's see. Text. Hey, Pearlie, I don't believe anything the government is saying, even though I voted for them. Wow. Now, that's a scary text. You vote for them and you don't believe what they say? Lord of mercy. Oh, boy. Now, you see, and you do sound like Shannon Sharp. You're talking like that's too messy. No, I will not. I promise you that much. I promise you that much. I am quite comfortable with who I am with at this moment. Pearlie, they robbing commissioners now. These vehement feminists are the ones who say they wanted a female cop. Vehements were all loud and proud when the first female COP was announced. Now, do you hear any of them now with the same energy? I don't get who's in power. Personally, I just want who says? I just want effective person. But I don't mean because as a female she's not effective. And not because she's a female, the male deputy commissioner got robbed. So I mean, I can't eat into that one. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Pearlie.
What's up? What's up, my brother?
Everything cool. Don't forget the Prime Minister said we need the deputy Prime Minister, and it is a fact. Nobody's safe. You agree, right?
He said you need a whistle. He said you can be safe if you have a whistle. You can blow the whistle, you know.
Pearlie, these eggs what they sell in the shop, they good? You trust them? I hear you talk about the Kellogg's. I agree with you. What about these eggs?
You want me to be very honest with you?
No, before you be honest with me, let me say something else too about the eggs.
Uh-huh.
Leave it around, like when you done either fry it. Let's go with the fry it, not the, I ain't experienced the broiling. I only can talk about fry it.
Uh-huh.
Maybe leave it out for a little while and stuff and observe it and stuff and just check it out. Leave it there, let it go by till you maybe dispose of it or whatever. See how bad it is looking, what it's trying to everything. Check everything. Be honest with me. What you were saying, but
I have not tried the eggs, but my girlfriend has, and she said there was nothing wrong with them. They're quite fine. I know
why
some.
You didn't try the eggs?
Because I didn't go down there and I didn't buy none for me, so I didn't go down there for her to make no eggs for me. So I just go by what she say.
So I'm saying. Maybe you eat some macaroni somewhere.
I ate the macaroni. It was fine. I ate macaroni. My daughter made some macaroni.
You just did fool with no eggs since they get these.
No, the only reason why I did not fool with any eggs, I just did not buy any. There's no other reason. Listen, I let you know a secret. Me and my nephew and my sisters now, I'm talking right now about doing a little chicken cup and getting 10 or 12 layers and doing our own eggs.
Okay, you mean let's down with that, man. I down with that. The children got to be interested. These are the kind of things we need to be doing, so we don't really have to take chances. Like if we could do the cornflakes and make it like Kellogg's. I did like when Franco's spaghetti used to be.
Brother, I ain't switching for my Kellogg's cornflakes. I'm not switching.
Now.
I know what you mean.
Hey, so tell me something, man.
Yes,
is it any truth to what people saying, right?
Uh-huh.
I hear McCartney talking. Not McCartney, the former the former minister under the F&M of National Security.
Marvin Dames?
Yeah, my boy Dean and others them talking, right? I wanted to know, and I believe when or if the government change, he maybe will be back in the cabinet again. But tell me something. And all of them maybe won't get back as candidate, but I guess I leave up to the council and all that and the Free National Movement. But is it any truth that the council and the Free National Movement and the leadership of the Free National Movement has no intention of running Kwesi Thompson? Why?
Oh, no, that's not true. That's absolutely fake. That's fake news. That's false news. That's lies. That's not true. No.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
No. With Kwesi Thompson, I am pretty certain Kwesi Thompson will be the standard bearer.
Awesome, I mean, only God awesome, but he's good inside.
Yeah, no, don't believe that for a minute.
And only he getting better than when he was there the first time.
Yeah.
So if somebody wouldn't want to run him, they would be losing.
There's no truth to that at all. Take it from me.
He's a decent human being, and he's a good representative.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to hear you say that. I know you're in the leader, right?
No, I'm not.
But you would have been able to tell me if that was any truth.
I heard rumors, but I know for a fact that is not true.
So he's just a damn job in Parliament.
He is, and and I'm pretty certain he has the support of his leader. I'm pretty certain.
He's doing a good job too. No, when it comes down to dealing with the government, you all keep up the good work.
Thank you, my brother. Papa slipped that in and hang up on me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for the text. We can take a break, get into the news. When we get back, we can talk sports. In the meantime, everybody want to get tipped.
tip, tip, tip. Everybody want tip. If you want to get good service, you know you gotta tip. Now them hotel workers just brag about their tips. Try to take it away or touch their pay, they'll march on you quick. They spend it in Miami, trying them luggage home. When paying time, they gotta dine. Now customers one day, only one day. Tip, tip, tip. Everybody want tip. If you want to get some service, you know you better tip. What? Tip, tip, tip. Everybody want tip. If you want to get good service, you know you gotta tip. Yes, man. Hey. Tipping time and I ain't got a dime. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's Numerology Report. Brought to you by the Island Game.
Buenos días. I had to make sure immigration wasn't coming. It's time for my numerology report brought you across by the Island Game. And today is Thursday. Cuatro pelotas. I got the 4 lucky balls for you. And the 4 lucky balls for you today are 7, 3, 5, 7, 73, 57. Play them and win with the Island Game. Stay winning, my friend.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large sides for flavor that will make your mouth happy and your feet dance. Order online or WhatsApp hi to 557-3663. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place, is your place, is your place.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
We're still here. Since 1941, the Armory Company has been your trusted partner and one-stop solution for all your business and technology needs. From printers to copier leasing, point of sale to cloud video surveillance, and access control to ATMs, we've got it all. And we ship to all family islands. Call our dedicated 7-1600 or visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street and experience excellence that stands the test of time. The Armory Company. Your success is our business.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, Kelly's Home Center, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's and Games, Pindertown, Print Masters, Sandcastle Bahamas, and Tropical Gyros.
And welcome back to Talking Heads on a Thursday afternoon here with Pearlie in the house. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Today is one of the greatest days in sports history. The NFL draft. The NFL draft is today. Begins today. Round one today. What's going to happen Who will my Miami Dolphins pick? Who will your Kansas City Chiefs pick? Who will Naughty's Dallas Cowboys pick? Time will tell. But before we do that, let's get right into today in sports history. Today is Thursday, April 24th, in the year of our Lord 2025. Let's get right to it. Oh, where's my piece? Oh, here we go. Why are you here? In 1961, Sandy Koufax of the Los Angeles Dodgers, my Los Angeles Dodgers, struck out 18 batters, becoming the first major league pitcher to do so on 2 different occasions. In 1963, the Boston Celtics won their 5th straight NBA title. In 1994, David Robinson of the San Antonio Spurs scored 71 points against the Los Angeles Clippers. In 2003, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim defeated the Dallas Stars 4-3 in 5 overtime periods in Game 1 of the second round of the Stanley Cup playoff. Peter Skycoro scored 48 seconds into the 5th overtime, ending the game as the 4th longest game in NHL history. The final time was 140 minutes. And the sports quote of the day says, winning is the name of the game. The more you win, the less you get fired. Bob Gaudelin of the Boston Bruins coach. The more you win, the real talk. What's going on the home front? Let's see. Sports. Swimmers compete in open water championships. Albury, Menzies finished 5th in their respective divisions. BTC supports National Family Island Regatta. That's on tomorrow. Today. Okay. USA Cricket stages inaugural North American Cup. Super. Yep, today is the NBA NFL draft. The NFL draft begins at 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock. Let's see. Do you think VJ, this is a text. Do you think VJ should have short-circuited college to go to the NBA? He's so young, but I don't know what type of student he is. If you got a chance to be a top 5 pick, you got a chance to get millions, brother, he go in. It's on him to continue his education. Most of them guys do that, you know. They may take 8 years. But they take classes in the off-season and take classes here and there. But I think he will finish his degree. But he definitely will be a top 5 pick. He definitely, I don't have a problem with him doing it. Most of the good players, and they only go to college because they have to. They have to do at least 1 year. So 1 and done. Most of them do 1 and done. 1 and done. He's going to be a top 5 pick. Could be a top 3 pick. Won't be the number 1 pick. Cooper Flag will be the number 1 pick. The kid from Florida will be the number 2 pick. And then it's up for grabs after that. VJ is an explosive player. He's got that Kobe, that Black Mamba mentality per se. He'll take you off the drill in a second and dunk your head off. He will come up and he'll catch a ball off the rim and slam. He got ups. He got leaping. Ups means leaping ability. He can shoot. He got to work on his 3-point shooting a little bit. And that'll come. That'll come with the training and the practice and all that stuff. But no, I don't have a problem with him going. Get a chance to make that money, brother. Get them endorsements. Take care of your family. So I people understand poorly when it comes to sports. Pay the players. I don't have a problem if you paying the players all the money. I ain't going to the stadium to watch the owner. I going to watch the player. When I complete my bucket list and go to Dodger Stadium, Otani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Yamamoto, Sasaki, that's who I going to go see. Andy Pajes, that's who I going to see. And if they making the money off us, pay them. Because that's what filled the stadium. The Dodgers lost 2 to the Cubs this week. Oh, Lord. Anyway. But the stadium had almost half full of Dodger fans in Chicago. In Chicago. So I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the VJ going. None whatsoever, Texter. How the Cowboys is going to pick, you think, today? They have the number 12 pick. The talk was that they were going to try to get Gentry, the running back. I don't think he's going to fall in their lap. I honestly don't think he's going to fall in their lap. So I see, I don't know how. Naughty's going to call me soon. Naughty's going to call me soon, and he'll give us a better indication, perspective on what his Dallas Cowboys can do. We pretty much know the number 1 pick by the Tennessee Titans going to be the quarterback Cam Ward out of the University of Miami. Unless something tremendous happens, that's what's going to be the number 1 pick. We're pretty certain that the Browns will take the wide receiver / cornerback Travis Hunter out of Colorado. Unless they pull a stunt and do something different. Because you can't leave him there. The next person can grab him quicker than you could grab anything else. Then after that, it gets funny because the Giants, while they need a quarterback, I don't think they're sold on Shedeur Sanders at number 3. So they're probably going to end up with the edge rusher out of Penn State. What's his name? Abdul Carter from Penn State. That's who they're probably going to end up with. And then I think the number 4 pick is New England, who needs offensive line help in the big way. So they're going to grab an offensive lineman. There's a couple out there. The best one out there right now is Will Campbell out of LSU. Ooh, he's a beast. How tall is he? I can't remember. He's a big dude, though. He's a really, really big dude. All right, and then, Jacksonville has the pick, and that's where I think Gentry is going to go from the running back of the Boise State, who is a plug-and-play, he is a prototypical running back. He is what you want. If I could get him, I'll take him. I'm pretty certain Jacksonville Jaguars is going to take him. And Lawrence need that. He needs somebody. And then at number 6 is the Vegas Raiders. They're probably going to go the kid out of Missouri, who I also like for my Dolphins. Ahmed Mambu, the offensive tackle. I think that's who the Vegas Raiders going to go with. And yeah, I made notes. I'm reading my notes. Number 7 is the Jets. Now, this is really the kid I want Miami to get. This kid is the cornerback out of Texas, Jadair Barron. This dude is a lockdown, shutdown cornerback safety. This brother has played over 1,000 snaps at the boundaries cornerback, at the slot corner, and played over 500 snaps as in the box playing safety. He is what you want. He is the perfect pick for the Dolphins. But I don't think he'll make it to 13. I honestly think the Jets can grab him up quick. Awesome cornerback. Day one starter. Carolina Panthers will look at the linebacker, Jalen Walker out of Georgia. Another beast. Good pick for them. They need linebacker help. The Saints. Now, this is where I thought the Saints would take Shedeur Sanders because they need a quarterback of the future. But it looks like they may go offensive lineman with Mason Graham out of Michigan. Not a bad pick. I don't blame him. I'm not mad at him for that. And number 10, the Chicago Bears will probably take the first tight end and Tyler Warren out of Penn State. I don't know much about him. I haven't read up on him much yet. The 49ers looking at inside linebacker Kevin Banks Jr. out of Texas. Inside offensive lineman, my bad. Out of Texas, Kelvin Banks, good pick, solid player, day one starter. Now, Dallas need all kind of help. The talk is they're going to take an inside offensive lineman, a guard center, in Gray Zabel of North Dakota State, beast among men. The Dolphins, you see, like this, I don't know. You never know what these guys can do because the notes I made, and I saw a couple of picks and people switch around. They got the Dolphins take offensive lineman Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. I'm mad if they do that because you need help to protect Tua, particularly the blind side. I'm mad if they do that, but I would rather Johnson, the cornerback. Indianapolis Colts taking tight end coach to Loveland of Michigan. Take a look at Atlanta taking edge rusher Mike Green out of Marshall. That's an interesting pick there. This is the kid that I want the Dolphins to take, and they got Arizona Cardinals taking him at 16, Will Johnson, who is a shutdown corner. Not the fastest corner. He didn't do the 40 run at his combine because he's not fast, but he closes. He closes quickly. He closes. He's a ball hog. He closes to the ball quickly. You may beat him and you think you wide open. Next thing, like he right there knocking the ball away. Great pick. Day one starter. Tyler Booker out of Alabama. That's an offensive lineman. And that's all. I think, man, this ain't gospel. So don't go say Pearlie, you was wrong. There's speculation. There's guesswork. There's trying to figure out which direction this team or that team gonna go in. So it ain't nothing to say that you call me tomorrow and say Pearlie, you wasn't right or Pearlie, you was on my. This their speculation. Seattle taking a wide receiver, McMillan out of Arizona, who's a really speedy 6'4" target. Good red zone quarterback, wide receiver. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, looking at Shamar Stewart of the Texas A&M. I don't know much about him. He did run a 4.5. He did run a pretty fast 40. And don't quote me on the time. Cleveland Browns got a pick out of this is what Cleveland got to be the luckiest team in the world or the worst team in the world because they got two picks. They had the number 2 pick and they passed. There's speculation that Cleveland at number 20 may take Shedeur Sanders out of Colorado. Makes sense. You grab Travis Hunter at number 2, then you come back with the fellow who's been throwing in the ball all this time and bring that pair back together. That would be interesting to see. That's interesting to see. And they're going to have to trade their 33rd pick overall to move up to the first round and then give their pick to Dallas, to Denver. That's interesting to see. The New Orleans Saints would probably, and this kid has shot up the draft boards. I'm talking about to the point that some people think he will go before Shedeur Sanders. Jackson Dart, quarterback of the Ole Miss. He could start day one. He could start. He's a good quarterback. He's easy to call with strength. If you have design running plays for him, and he's an excellent play action passer. Number 22, the Chargers looking at O-lineman Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. Quickly go down this. Green Bay looking at offensive lineman Derek Hammond out of Oregon. A lot of good offensive linemen out there. Minnesota Vikings safety Malik Starks. That's another safety that I like, that I thought Miami would look at, but I didn't think he was a number 13 pick. I don't think he was that lower pick or that higher pick. I don't know and I think it's a pretty safe pick for Minnesota to go with him at 24. Houston offensive tackle Josh Connolly Jr. out of Oregon. The Rams taking tight end Mason Taylor out of LSU. That's a good pick for them. Good hands, good blocker. Baltimore Ravens edge Donovan. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this African name out of Boston College. Ezekiel Aka or something. Don't mess up the people's name. I apologize. Number 28, Detroit Lions looking at Michael Williams out of Georgia. That's the edge rusher. Beast. Absolute beast. You notice how many times I call in Georgia, right? Okay. Washington Commanders looking at wide receiver Matthew Golden out of Texas. Golden has great hands. Okay. Buffalo looking at cornerback Benjamin Morrison out of Notre Dame. Solid player, solid pick. Had a good year this year with Notre Dame. Number 31, Kansas City Chiefs out center tackle Josh Simmons out of Ohio State. Probably need some protection for Mahomes. And 32, the Philadelphia Eagles taking wide receiver Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State. Another beast of a player, another good catcher, which should be something nice to look at. So that's the speculations for round one. It could go all the way different. I think the only thing that I'm pretty certain of is Tennessee taking Cam Ward at the front and Cleveland going with Travis Hunter. They're the two best players. Cam Ward is a prototype quarterback, height, arm, all that stuff. Good pocket passer. should do well in Tennessee. They haven't had a decent quarterback since Ryan Tannehill. I ain't gonna say it too loud. Ryan Tannehill. So we'll see what happens there. It should be interesting. Should be real interesting. Somebody here messing me with the text now. The Dolphins ain't fired the GM yet. This is last shot. This could be Gray's last shot as a Dolphin GM, general manager. So you better do it right. Because if you don't do it right, na, hey, goodbye. Boy, those Cubs really played them Dodgers hard these couple of days. What are the Orioles' chances this season? The Cubs lost the first 3 to the Dodgers and take the next 4. So they win the series. Thank God we ain't got to play them no more this year. So they beat the Dodgers 4-3. Cubs just had our number so far. The Cubs get hit. From 1 to 9, the Cubs get hit. I thought my Dodgers get hit. The Cubs get hit. They get hit. They know how to produce runs. And not necessarily home runs, you know. They scored 5 runs on Dustin May the other day and did not hit the ball out the park. Bloop single here. Little touch ball up the line. All kind of little hits. Nothing major. The one hard hit ball the Dodgers scored. The Cubs can hit. The Orioles, I actually picked the Orioles to win that division over the Yankees last year. I said they will give the Yankees a push this year. They have not gotten off to the best start. They've had some key injuries. They've lost they lost a couple of players last year. In the offseason. The jury for me still out on the Orioles. They're 9-14. They can't get their act together. They're only 5 games out, so that don't necessarily be something to be worrying. But it's only April. So ask me this question about the Orioles again sometime next month. Let me see what they do. Because I really like the team. I think they have a really good team. And I believe that they could go somewhere if they get healthy and they could put some string of wins together. The clutch thing is, they still got to play the Yankees, and the only thing is you get afraid you beat the Yankees and you're straight. But Mr. Producer, we can take our break. When we come back, we should have Naughty on the line. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL draft today, get into the picks. But this is Pearly. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. Sports. Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Benazir Lampkin. Besides carrying all the roofing material needed to cover East End, Enterprises also has all the equipment needed to put it together and to protect your workers. At Enterprises, we got hand tools, power and manual, including hacksaws, hammers, mauls, wrecking bars, well, hopefully they won't need them yet, drill bits, tapes, plumb bobs, levels, and more. We got cement, concrete bond and fiber, lime, sand, and P-rock. We got dust masks, safety glasses, gloves, hard hats, and high visibility vests. Lampkin, what we got here to build us?
KFC is taking things to crunchier levels with the new barbecue bacon ranch sandwich. Bite into 8 layers of flavor with your choice of a spicy or original recipe. Extra large white meat fillet topped with our premium ranch sauce, lettuce, tomatoes, smoky bacon, American cheese, and our rich signature barbecue sauce. All placed on a toasted brioche bun. The new KFC barbecue bacon ranch sandwich is here, and it's finger-licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Looking for tech solutions without the hassle? Since 1941, the Armory Company has been the Bahamas' trusted tech partner. From access control and cloud video surveillance and laptop repairs, we handle it all. Need a repair? We've got you covered, no matter where you bought it. Can't find what you need? Call us at 397-1600 for a custom solution. Visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street with delivery to all Family Islands. The Armory Company, where your tech problems meet their match.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
And welcome back to a Talking Heads Thursday with your boy Pearly in the house. It's a great day. This text says, what the Dolphins need, what are the Dolphins' needs this upcoming draft? Everything. The Dolphins need offensive linemen. But the biggest need is cornerback. Because they're doing trades yet around. They need cornerback, they need a safety, they need an interior defensive lineman, and they need offensive linemen. That's the Dolphins' needs. On that note, one of the greatest Cowboy fans that ever lived, I don't know why, a dear friend, a brother, the guy that put me here. Naughty, how are you?
I'm good there, Pearly. What's going on?
What's up, my brother? What you saying? Are you excited for today?
What am I saying? Wired, sired, Shannon fired. That's what I'm saying.
Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5, but Shannon fired.
They fired him?
No, they faded him to back of the house. He's off air, but obviously that's the harbinger of what's to come.
But what I do like about it is he jumped in front of it before it got out like that.
Okay.
He had a statement.
He jumped out in front of it and it still ran him over completely. But
it could have. I mean, at least the person that was trying to get $50 million or $10 million or whatever amount of money they were trying to get out of him.
Stay there. Not going to court, but he's Pearly.
I'm not talking about the young lady. I'm talking about the person who tried to throw it out, who tried to expose him.
Well, she did.
No, there was a reporter that also, I forgot the name of the reporter.
You're not referring to her lawyer. Her lawyer exposed it, and they're doing it within every, with all the parameters to get paid. Now, there's a reporter that put it out there, and
he said he doesn't mind. He admitted to it. He didn't hide from anything, and he said, put out the whole video, not that little piece. Put out the whole video so you can get the context of it, and he's pretty certain that nothing can come out of it.
And then, they keep putting out videos, so which video does he want out in context? We got to watch this, Pretty. ESPN wouldn't fade him to black and put him back at the house and take him off here if something wasn't coming.
No, I figured that much. But, I'll carry on film and say Lakers are 5.
Talking about bronzexuals.
He's a Laker fan, man.
He's a bronzexual.
He's a Laker fan first. He's a Laker fan before. He was a Laker fan before LeBron.
I never saw Shannon show up at any Laker game before LeBron showed up. I never saw him put in for Kobe. I never saw him put in for Shaq. None of that. I never saw none of that. Oh, Lord. Now, if the tape exists, you could show me. And you could play me the whole tape in its entirety, not a snippet of him being in the Laker game prior to LeBron James arriving.
It ain't that important to me to do that kind of research.
I know. We don't like man that much.
Not that much.
That's why we're not bronzexuals. But anyway,
no.
Big game tonight. I guess you wanted to talk about it. I don't know how this series is going to go for it. I think this kind of like a roller coaster. I think Minnesota comes back with a little blood in their eye tonight. I don't think, in game 1, you and I both said Minnesota not going to shoot lights out like that for the whole series.
Yeah.
Game 2, they ain't going to shoot that poorly for the rest of the series either.
Why not? They've done it before.
Anyway.
I'm just saying. We don't play them till tomorrow, so I'm not too worried about that.
Our defense is not that outstanding and overwhelming.
It was good. It was good night before last.
It was good, but I'll be honest with you. It was also a case of the Lakers were shooting themselves in the foot. And Minnesota couldn't capitalize on the opportunities. So
and Minnesota did what Minnesota finished. Where they finished 7th, 6th.
Yeah, they only finished a game behind the Lakers. Now there was a log jam in the Western Conference between second, third.
It was a little more in the game. It was 2 games, but they actually still finished behind us.
No. If the Lakers finished the regular season 50-32, okay, finished 49-33, they only finished a game behind the Lakers, bro.
That was their record, 49-33.
Correct, Mundo. They won 17 of the last 21.
You absolutely certain of that?
Very certain.
So they actually finished 49 and 33, and the Lakers 50 and 32.
That's what I
Okay,
just
I got
said.
you. I thought you said 40. I thought you said 49 and 32. My bad. I apologize.
No, 49 and 33.
Okay, so they finished the whole game behind it. Okay.
I read to St. Andrews. I get numbers right, way.
Yeah, you're not to write the checks. Yeah.
Yeah, we know how to write the checks.
Yeah, I got you. But I'm excited about 7 o'clock tonight. I'm excited, and the good thing about it is, neither my Lakers nor my Dodgers playing tonight, so I don't have to be distracted. I can sit down and watch the draft
straight through, man, and that's what I plan to do.
But what I'm interested in is this Knicks Detroit series is intriguing. It is intriguing.
The Detroit Pistons should be up 2-0 in this series.
They should. They blew that first game. They should.
I think they win at home tonight against the Knicks.
I believe so
they
too.
Got Brunson and them figured out.
It ain't, I don't know so much of it. I think Brunson needs help. Hot, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And I think if Brunson can't do it all by himself, he needs help. And they made the big move. Where's Cat? Where's Cat?
Carl Anthony Towns is MIA right now.
Where's Cat? This dude lost to get points.
Yeah, that's not the kind of performance that's indicative of trying to be one of the league superstars, and especially for somebody who you trade for and traded so many pieces for to get to come to the Knicks, to the Mecca, and now they're down. They're tied 1-1. But yeah, 3 points from Carl Anthony Towns is not going to cut it.
I think the Grizzlies don't have enough.
They get swept.
I think there's going to be
the Grizzlies get swept. They're done. The whole firing of the coach, the locker room's gone. They're done. I wouldn't be surprised if John Morant and Jaren Jackson got traded in the offseason.
I mean, you think they'll trade Ja?
Miami's a suitor. Chicago's a suitor.
Okay.
They look good in L.A. too, but I don't want to say that.
Okay. Why you don't want to say that?
I think they're going to do some shuffling and shaking up of that team. But the draft though tonight, man, interesting stuff. There's rumors now a trade, and people talk. GMs talk the most foolishness this time of the year, so you can't believe anything.
Exactly.
But some rumors continue to swirl, man. I think we're going to see some draft day trades, some teams moving up, some teams moving down.
I think so.
And maybe some of these big names end up in a place that nobody heard of, like maybe Travis Hunter in Dallas.
Probably so. We're going to have an interesting Colin Cowherd. He's going to give his final draft predictions. He just put it out about an hour ago. So it's going to be interesting to see what he says. It's just to see what he said just before 6, an hour before the draft, so we'll have some time to compare. I think that's going to be some pretty interesting stuff. Joel Kraft is gonna analyze what Colin Cowherd had to say. But why don't we just take this caller, and then you and I will talk about the draft some more.
Yeah, no problem, Bernie.
Don't go nowhere. That's hold for him right there. Call you on there. How you doing?
Hey, Bernie.
Yes, sir.
Tell him to call you back. Now, Miami, I watched that Miami game, right?
The mean the basketball game?
Yeah, the basketball game.
Why
they didn't play Reagan?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, Reagan is the man to put in that. They had that boy, the rookie, or was it Jovic or whatever they had in there. And he turned over, missed easy shot.
Yeah, but I think the Heat was happy to make the playoffs. I think at the end of the day they're going to get swept. As I think the Warriors are done. If Jimmy Butler don't come back, the Warriors are done.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much it for them.
No. But I blame they played good. But I think to pull what he did, he should have put Reagan. And see, Reagan, Reagan got the experience. And plus, he could shoot. He let them 3-pointers. I let lost. I let puzzle how come he going with the rookie fella that he was him. And then he talked about
he had the most confidence in at the time, I guess.
No, man, you got it. But Reagan is a very solid player. That's the fellow they traded for Jimmy Butler.
Reagan? Who Reagan you talking about?
Wiggins. Something like that. Yeah, Reagan. Yeah, W. Yeah.
Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins. Who they talking about?
Yeah.
He's solid, man. He could shoot. He got game. I let puzzle why they didn't play. Down the stretch. And then you talking about the Knicks. The Knicks are solid, I mean.
Yeah, but the Knicks need if they don't give Brunson some help, ain't nothing happening.
Well, they got what he named Tong Anthony or what is his name?
And he was lost in the last game. Lost, completely lost.
And they got the other boy who they get from
Anunoby.
Yeah, right. They got him.
Yeah, like Naughty said, they still get Anunoby. And who Naughty was the next player?
Precious Achiuwa.
Yeah.
But two of them. I know, but them two for sure. I know the Nobi and The Towns, Anthony.
He gave Towns got 10 points for the game. 10 points for the game.
Yeah, but he got to show up because
if you don't put a 2 in front of his points at a game, ain't nothing for the Knicks.
Yeah, but Miami had a golden chance. I said it's good all about, but they had a golden chance, and that fella ain't missed nothing down that stretch. What he named the Cleveland Scott boy. He put on a show. But Miami hang in there, you know.
That's how it go. You mean Mitchell? That's how it go.
Yeah, Mitchell show up big time, but he make them shots consecutively. You know, he ain't missing. Man. But anyhow.
All right, appreciate your call, brother.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah.
So, Naughty.
Yes, sir.
What will your Dallas Cowboys be doing tonight at 7 o'clock at the number 12 pick?
I don't really know because there's a lot of manure, a lot of cow manure in Dallas, all right? A lot of big piles of cow manure, and plenty coming out tonight. I don't know which way we're going. There could be the scenario where we trade back to maybe, that neighborhood. The Houston Texans want to come up from 25 to 12. Players will still be available that Dallas likes. So, get an extra second-round pick or possibly a second and a third, that helps. But there's still the heavy consensus, too, that Jerry's going to gamble. He's going to swing for the fences, and he likes Travis Hunter. He's enthralled with Travis Hunter. Sees him as another Dion, like how when Dion was in Dallas, played offense and defense, predominantly defense, but there were times when he did play offense in games. I think Travis Hunter offers out to Dallas. He's a star. He'll put people in the seats. He'll sell tickets. So Jerry could roll the dice for him, or he could roll the dice for Austin Gentry to run him back out of
Gentry, I think, I like his same move. I really don't see Cleveland giving up that pick, number 2 pick, and give
up.
I
don't think Cleveland gives up number 2 either with Travis Hunter. But
I can see them making a move with Jacksonville.
Jump up for Gentry, they would.
Yeah, I can see them making a move for number 5 with Jacksonville, and probably giving Jacksonville their 12.
That's kind of hard because I had Jacksonville once got wide receiver Tutoria McMillan out of Arizona, but if Dallas jumps up to 5 to get Gentry, then at 12, McMillan will still be there. I projected going to the Cowboys, so Jacksonville still gets a player.
Yeah. Because I think if Gentry's there, Jacksonville may pass on a wide receiver because Gentry is a day one starter. He is probably the best. He is the best running back out there. And he probably could be one of the better running backs in the NFL next year. Could probably be a top 10 running back in the NFL next year.
Correct. And I hear the Jets may be shopping Brees Hall. So Brees would look good in the Dallas Cowboy uniform for a year rent, and I don't mind that. That might be the way we address our running back situation as well.
That wouldn't be a bad move. I don't know if my Dolphins. 1 minute they say the Dolphins game with the kid out of Texas, then they talking about the kid out of Michigan. Now they talking offensive lineman. I just gonna wait and see. I just gonna sit back.
Who out of Texas did they have you taken?
Who did I see? I saw it earlier today.
Logan, the wide receiver?
No, there's not out of Texas. The kid is it out of LSU? Braun, the cornerback.
Oh, okay. Y'all do need to replace Jalen Ramsey.
No, we do. And I want if that kid Braun is there, I would take him. He has played like 1,400 snaps at outside cornerback. He's played but another 1,000 snaps at the slot. He's played over 500 in the safety position. He is a typical hybrid cornerback safety. He's what you want. He's what Beaver needs. Beaver likes a lot of movement parts in his defense. He would fit in perfectly. Then I also want in as well, but I don't know. I don't think we need to grab an offensive lineman with the number 13 pick. I think we could do that at 48 and still get a decent one. Even at 98, still get a decent one.
And when the draft kicks off at 7 tonight, 7, right, Purdy?
7 sharp, ESPN.
7 sharp. We're all going to look stupid because they're going to go totally against what we've been talking about for weeks. That's just how they do us.
And that is why I prefixed the show. I said, don't call me tomorrow and say, Pearly, you're not even wrong. Don't say you're wrong. I said, it's only speculation because they could do totally different. I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee go and make a trade and give up the number 1 pick to somebody. That would not shock me. I doubt it will happen.
I think they really like Cam Ward. I think they're really sold on Cam Ward.
I know you've always liked him from the minute you saw him in Miami.
He was on at Word and Arizona State, so.
Okay. Well, let's get right into the picks.
Washington, I mean, not Arizona State.
Let's get into the picks right away because we're going to get into calling in a minute. So let's do NBA right away. Knicks at the Pistons. Knicks 1.5 points over.
I like the Pistons. Give me the Pistons plus the 1.5 at home. I think they win this game outright.
I believe so too. You know what? Yeah, I can ride with you on this one. Oklahoma Thunder 9.5 over the Grizzlies. I'm taking the Thunder and the points.
They can take the points. They can cover the 9.5.
Yeah, I believe so too. And finally, This is the most intriguing one. This playoff is the most intriguing one to me. The Denver Nuggets and the Clippers. Clippers are 5.5-point favorites. When Kawhi Leonard on, he's on. And he's carrying the Clippers right now. I don't know. I think the Clippers going to take this series, and I think they can take this in 5.
No, take Jokic and the Nuggets in the 5.5 points tonight.
I'm going to ride with the Clippers and 5.5 points. No, I'm going to ride the Clippers in the money line. Sorry.
Yeah, I like Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in the 5.5 tonight. They win that game.
Okay, brother. Well, thanks a lot, Naughty. We're going to head out now.
Thank you, man. Good stuff. And, MJ and I are on tomorrow. And
yep.
Doing the weekend review. Lots to talk about.
Yep.
And we got a lot. And when you're on tomorrow, then we'll talk about what is post day 1 of the NFL draft, getting ready for day 2.
Look forward to it for sure. All right, brother. Take care.
Yes, my brother. Be safe and, be good. And if you can't be good at it.
I always try to. This is Pearly for Naughty. Guardian Radio Talking Heads on a Thursday, 96.9 FM. Thanks for the calls. Thanks for the texts. Thanks for listening. I will blink Naughty and MJ tomorrow at 4, and you'll hear me join them at 5 for the Sports Talk. Take care. Be safe out there.
The Whopper with cheese at Burger King Nassau has never tasted so good. It's made with 100% flame grilled beef that's juicier, topped with fresh ingredients as usual, and even fluffier buns. Get a regular Whopper with cheese combo for only $9, including that, and enjoy a Whopper that's bigger, better, and tastier. The only place to get your Whopper with cheese combo is at Burger King Nassau, where it's grill time anytime.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Since 1989, Joker's Wild Comedy Club has been the heart of laughter in the Bahamas. But now an era is coming to a close. Join us May 20th to the 25th for the finals with your headliner for the evening.
For my guy, comedian Tommy Davidson.
Joker's Wild Comedy Club has hosted world-class comedians from the early days of Steve Harvey and legends like Jay Leno and Damon Wayans. Joker's Wild has been more than just a comedy club. It's been a home for laughter and creativity.
We stereotype too. Black people, white people can't dance. White people dance their ass off, just different.
Tommy Davidson, along with featured comedian Kirk Green and house comedian Naughty. Don't miss your last chance to experience the magic. May 20th to the 25th, Joker's Wild Comedy Club. Admission $50. Get your tickets now at Atlantis, Bahamas /events. Come enjoy and relive the laughter at Joker's Wild Comedy Club.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
All right, Joel Klatt is in Green Bay. How exciting, how fun. Nicest people in the world are in Buffalo and Green Bay. Nicest people you'll ever meet are there. Okay, so everybody's saying it's not a good enough draft to move up, but I tend to believe that these offensive coaches, when they see a unique piece, like a Colston Loveland, they're like, oh, that worked. Now, a defensive coach, maybe not, but you did a ton of Colston Loveland games. What did you see?
I love Colston Loveland. I have him as my top tight end in the draft. And the reason, here's the reason. I really like Tyler Warren as well, but they're different types of players. You know, Warren exploits space that is created through scheme, and he does it incredibly well. He's a creative player, but Loveland creates his own space, and that's difficult to do. And by the way, he produced with subpar quarterback play this last year before getting hurt at Michigan. You know, you look at the way that he runs routes from split out, from inline, all over the place, and he wins. And by the way, there's this Taylor Warren is somehow way bigger than Colston Loveland. They're basically the exact same size. I think Loveland might be like 5 pounds lighter, but they're the same height. I love Loveland's ability to get open. And to me, at the next level, in particular in the red zone and on third down, from a tight end perspective, can you create your own space and win? And Loveland can do that.
Okay, so there's another player that you saw a ton of in the Big Ten, Emeka Egbuka, the wide receiver. He's not a burner, but I went to dinner with an offensive coordinator this past weekend. They're not going to draft him because of need. They loved him. He said total pro, starts day one. So again, this is a guy that when you looked at a lot of mock drafts, he was top of the second round. I'm sorry, but I have yet to talk to any source who didn't love him. Character, toughness. You did a ton of Buckeye games. What is he? What do you see?
He's my favorite player in the draft because of all the things that you just talked about. He's one of the greatest young men that I've covered just as a person, but he's also incredibly polished as a wide receiver. And this is what you also have to realize is that you've got to project from college systems into the NFL. And what position group in college football has been more dynamic and more can't miss than Ohio State wide receivers in the last 5 or 6 years, Colin? It's the best position group in college football in terms of projecting to the National Football League. And Emeka Egbuka is a great player. He can play in the slot. He's explosive. He runs clean routes. He is a great locker room guy. He catches everything. And here's one of the things, and something that I'll share tonight when we get on the air. This will just tell you everything about his character and what they believe in at Ohio State in that position room with Brian Hartline as their coach. Jeremiah Smith was going to come in as a true freshman, and Emeka Egbuka stayed back, and he wanted to play an extra year, not just for himself and so on and so forth, but he wanted to make sure that Jeremiah Smith had a connection to the lineage of the brotherhood of all the guys that are going to the National Football League, so that you can say that, yeah, it starts, all the way back Terry McLaurin and Paris Campbell, and then Chris Olave, and then Garrett Wilson and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then Marvin Harrison and Emeka Egbuka and Jeremiah Smith. He understood the links in that chain and wanted to stay back and mentor Jeremiah Smith, who might be better than all of them here in a couple of years. And that's one of the reasons he stayed back in Columbus.
So, I've said this before. Dan Marino and Aaron Rodgers famously dropped in the draft, and they got Green Bay and Don Shula. With NIL money now, it doesn't bother me at all. If I had a son and you told me Cleveland, the Giants, or the Steelers, I'd say drop in the draft and go to Pittsburgh. I don't love what they're doing, but they're really well run. They draft and develop players. So if Shedeur is dropping, he's not going to be a savior in Pittsburgh. They're just looking for a starting quarterback. The Giants in Cleveland are looking for somebody to get him out of messes. What do you make of the reports that he's dropping?
They're true, first of all. I think it's 50-50 that Pittsburgh takes him. I know that their visit went really well. And there's also this I won't call it an issue, but there's this point that no one is making. Everyone's just talking about from the NFL perspective and Edgar's perspective. And I will say this, remember, Shedeur has only played for his dad his whole life.
Yeah.
Colin. I think sometimes we forget that, like Little League on.
Yeah.
The only head coach he's known is Coach Prime. And so I think that there is some thought in the Sanders camp that it's not only about the organizational fit, but the head coaching fit. And I know that they would love to play for Mike Tomlin. So, however that happens, I think that that's probably the place that Shedeur would like to end up for all of the reasons you were talking about. And this idea of the alpha head coach who's hyper confident and very successful, runs a clean program. I think that that's attractive for the Sanders camp as well. And that's something that not a lot of people have talked about.
So I had a general manager tell me it's a starless draft and Abdul Carter's a star. Somebody's going to take him high. You did Micah Parsons games at Penn State. You did Abdul Carter games. Is he in that class? Is he as good as Micah?
I think he can be. Because think about it, Micah, Micah's dynamic and he's creative. I think as an off-the-ball linebacker, you can make an argument Micah is the better player. But I think as a pure edge rusher, I think Abdul Carter is better. I think he's a touch longer and a little bit more explosive in terms of his get-off and pass rushing acumen. So as creative as Dallas can be with Micah Parsons, as good as he is, in my mind, I think that as a pass rusher and a disruptive force behind the line of scrimmage, that Abdul Carter could maybe even be better than what Micah has been in the National Football League. And listen, that's high praise, obviously, because I hold Micah in as maybe the best defender in the sport right now. But Abdul Carter has that ability. And I would just remind people, he's only played edge rusher for one season. Last year was the first time that he moved down and played edge kind of full time, and they moved him around a little bit. But you looked at him getting better and better and better all year. And then with one arm against Notre Dame in that CFP game, he had 7 pressures and was a game wrecker against Notre Dame. To me, like, this guy's a no-brainer. I think that he makes your team better, and I would be shocked if New York doesn't select him at 3.
So I was saying earlier, it's Georgia players, even if they have character issues, even if they've underachieved a little, the bottom line is they get to the pros and they deliver. Ohio State's got some of that, where Ohio State guys practice against Ohio State guys, and if you draft a corner from Ohio State, he has been covering in practice for 3 years, first-round receivers. So I do look at these Georgia players, some of which have underachieved a little. Do you think teams think about that and go, he's a Buckeye. He competes against world class. I look at Ohio State and Georgia players. I did this with Saban and Bama. I'd be like, well, if Nick trusts him, do you Ohio State?
I think that teams are seeing some of these players, and gosh, I'm blanking names off the top of my head, but you're seeing some players right now in the league, go double-digit sacks every single year that didn't have much production in their college career. And so when you look at defensive linemen and particular edge rushers in this draft, you've got a lot of guys that you can put into 2 camps: traits, measurables, potential, or production at the college level. So you've got the Mike Greens or the Donovan Ezerakus, who had 16 and a half last year, led the country, led the Power 4. And you've got that camp, or you've got the Shamar Stewarts and some of these other guys that maybe underperformed on the stat sheet, but have the traits that would suggest that they can come in and be explosive in the National Football League. I think that the trend is towards traits, because you're seeing players. Who's the guy? He was selected number 1 overall. Trayvon Walker, right?
Yeah.
And he did not have much. He didn't start even much at Georgia, and now he's becoming a guy that has, I think, 10 and a half sacks last year.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of that out of NFL decision makers, but I know it's not specific to this question, Colin, but I think it's an interesting overarching theme that now we're going to have to deal with when we're talking about the transactional nature of college football. I'm hearing more and more and more of the question marks from these GMs and coaches around the league of, does this guy love football? And it just strikes me that as college football becomes more transactional around transfer portal and NIL, we're teaching kids that the biggest issue or thing that they should be concerned about